So this video is going to be very important whenever I finish it. It's already an hour and a half long, and it's just me talking about meterless combos. That is crazy. And I'm even going to write combo notations, and I don't do that. That's how important this is. But there's good reason why it takes this long, right? Because I'm explaining a lot of tech, a lot of setups, and a lot of combo knowledge, character-specific situations, and follow-ups. There's just so much in this video. You're going to learn a lot, even if you're a veteran player. There's a lot of tech even I haven't talked about in this video. And there's even more to talk about because I have to release the metered and brave point sections and anti-air section. There's a lot to talk about still. But, you know, it won't take me as long because I already talked about a lot of setups already and went into good detail, so I don't have to re-explain it anymore, right? I'm gonna just be like, we've been in this situation before, we know what to do. So with that, I hope you enjoy this video. So before we get started, I wanted to talk about the block button tech. It's very important to know because a lot of combos and a lot of setups involve it, so I quickly want to explain that. But first, shoutouts to Cryptic. He's the one that taught me about the block button tech a long time ago. And ever since then, I made a lot of setups and a lot of combos thanks to that. So shoutouts to him. So let's begin. What is the block button tech? So if you press or hold the block button, if you look on the left side, right, you see you with the block button being pressed at the same time. All that means is my attack is being delayed by 1 frame. So I'll show an example right here. I'm going to do down unique twice. And I'm plus 14, right? But now I'm going to do down unique, hold block button down unique. And now I'm plus 13. As you see, my attack got delayed by 1 frame. And that's very important. Because there's a setup I can do here, right? I'm going to double unique with H. And I whiff this. But I know at plus 13, this is a meaty plus 3 setup. Boom. There it is. So as you can see, the block button tech makes me more consistent in combos and I have more control of when the button comes out, which is very, very good. Another big thing it does is for combos. So if I get this wall bounce here, I'm going to do close light to full medium auto combo. But as you can see, the third hit always whiffs. The opponent is too high up here. So thanks to the block button, I'm going to do block button close light here. And that 1 frame delay put the opponent 1 frame closer to the ground. So that means when I do the 3 hit of the medium auto combo here, now I will never whiff, right? Thanks to that 1 frame delay, this will always be a consistent combo. And we can do a lot with this. So with that, let's begin the combos. So let's talk about the first combo here. Boom. So for this combo, the hardest part is this moment right here. After golden slashes, we press far medium. There's a 2 frame window to hit far medium here. I know it sounds scary, but this game is actually very generous. And over time, it becomes very easy. I recommend you learn the timing of when to press far medium here. Because I know mashing works, but mashing is very inconsistent because the combo will drop sometimes if you do mashing. So I recommend you learn the timing because you're going to be doing this combo thousands of times if you're a Charlotta main. So just learn the timing of far medium and you get rewarded in the end.
Great.
Some people will say, you know, make your life easier, hit far light, right? There's a 3 frame window and the combo still connects. However, do not learn this. It's good to have the knowledge it works, but do not learn like your main combo routes with far light after gold slashes. Reason is that medium ball doesn't connect anymore. We get locked out of certain combo routes because we use far light. And that is very bad. Because one of Charlotta's main combo routes, main bread and butters, this with far light, it doesn't work. So do not make it like a, even if you're new, I say tough it out. Learn far medium because you get like all the combo routes, right? Like this. This is one of Charlotta's main bread and butters for corner carry, pressure, and everything. So learn far medium. Do not learn far light. The only reason I say far light will be used is for moments like this. You already won the game, right? let's just put Charlotta here, you know, like this. Like, you already won here. You want to make it easy execution, hit far light, right? You have a higher chance to hit this. There, you won the game. That's when I recommend you do far light. Same thing in this moment here, right? Like, oh, you just need to hit gold ball after this to get the wall bounce, and we win. Boom. That's when you hit far light, in my opinion. It's like to make that execution easy, and it doesn't matter. Like, you really won the game. So, that's the only time I recommend you do far light. When you have like a game-winning combo, and far medium doesn't matter. So, let's talk about the follow-ups we should do after this combo route. It's a very common combo route. We're going to be using this a lot. The reason we use medium ball and not gold ball is because we're not close to the corner. Obviously, if we're close to the corner, we're going to do gold ball, right? Always, because we get the wall bounce and we get big combos. But if you're not close to the corner, I mean, it's better to do this, because if you do get a quick hit like this, you know, it's like, oh, you hit your opponent again? Our ball's off cooldown, we get the wall bounce, and we can do bigger combos quickly, which is good. Alright, so let's talk about the follow-ups we should do here. So, some good follow-ups is just run up 6XL, you know, good pressure, it's our turn, we're plus, very good. Another good option is, you know, do the 6XM, keep your opponent in check, make sure they're blocking low. And we're pretty spaced out, so they can't punish us. It's just good. If we time it good. And 668, you know, if your opponent likes to press a lot on their wake up, if you get a counter hit on this, you just, like, win the game, right? It's just awesome. And make sure to space it out, right? Do 668 and make sure you hit it very far, because, you know, keep Charlotta safe. Because we are negative after 668. In the combo video, or in the combo I demonstrated, I did this option. And this option is a very good option at higher level. A lot of people just respect Charlotta after getting the knockdown after ball. That they just block, right? Like that. But all this is fake. All the follow-ups I showed you just lose to backstep. So, if your opponent knows, because in higher level this happens all the time, you know, I try to time the 6XL on their wake up. Oh, backstep beat me. I'm -7. They can press far medium. I'm going to get comboed and die here. Wow, that sucks, right? I'm going to do the 6XM, make sure they're good. Nope, I'm -11. I can't hit them. And I'm going to do the 6XH, and I just lost the game. -20, they get a big punish here. So it's very dangerous going for these follow-ups. So my #1 recommendation was the gold ball, right? Since we still have it, run up, gold ball, boom. This is only for like higher level, because the higher level people are backstepping Charlotta all the time after ball now. But we can punish them good like this. Do gold ball. If they block gold ball, we're still fine. Very few characters punish us. Beatrix Siegfried has a 6-frame DP that can actually punish us. But a lot of other characters can't. So gold ball pretty much, for the most part, is safe. So that's my #1 recommendation if you see people waking up with backstep. So it's very important to pay attention what's happening during the match, right? If you notice your opponent's backstepping on their wake up after, you know, you use your medium ball or gold ball combo, you know, be aware of that. Because if I have meter, I'm doing this. I'm going for the hard read, right? There you go, you won the game. There, they lost. They decided to do backstep, you do blue ball, you're gonna catch them. Especially if they're a little tiny bit off the corner, or close to the corner, boom, you just win. You get double blue ball combo, this hurts tremendously. So this is just very good. Another good option is, if you're going for the hardcore of reads here, the backstep, overrun 6XL is good. It's super hard to hit though. You gotta like start up your run like frame 1, but it works on a frame 0 backstep, which is super hard to do, by the way. Your opponent's gonna be very stressed out. They gotta do a frame perfect backstep for the most part to dodge a lot of this. So it's not easy for your opponent. But let me add a delay here just to show you what I mean. It's super hard to do as well for us. Like trying to beat a frame perfect backstep on their wake up is very hard, but there we go. An overrun 6XL will win though. And my number one recommendation here is hit far light. You're gonna hit far light into blue ball. That's my number one recommendation if you hit an overrun 6XL. There we go. So there's the combo route I recommend. Gold ball works, but it's very inconsistent and drops. You could do far medium after an overrun 6XL, but again, it's very inconsistent. Like, I recommend far light. It's a 100% success rate with far light after an overrun 6XL. If you hit someone during backstep. So I recommend you do that. There you go. And if you're close to the corner, boom, we just get a big combo, right? So this is just good. And these are the follow-up options I recommend you do if you notice this. So the second combo I recommend is this. Boom. Very simple. And the reason is because sometimes, you know, your gold slashes and gold ball are on cooldown, and then you get the hit and you go, wow, I have no resources. What should I do? I recommend you do this. Reason is, light DP leaves your opponent close to you, right? So we can get guarantee 6XL and get guarantee pressure here. This is just very, very good. You don't want to do anything like this, right? Don't do gold DP for more damage, right? Because as you can see, your opponent gets further away, they get spacing, and they get a way out. We don't want that. We want them close to us as Charlotta, because we get more pressure, right? We could run up, go for low here, you know, keep them in check. You could do a lot of good follow-ups here. Run up, strike, throw is just good. Other follow-up, I mean, easy one is just 6XL. Get your turn back, get some pressure. Very, very strong. Or just go for the classic throw bait, right? Boom, and you win the game. So those are the follow-up options I recommend after this. So let's talk about the next combo here. It's one of my favorites. Boom, after the wall bounce, we could do a 6XL, catch the opponent, and boom. And get the +6. +6 is very important after the dive kick. I'll go over that in a little bit. But this is a very strong setup. Be warned though, the 6XL timing is very important. If you do 6XL super fast like this, as you can see, the Charlotta is very high up. So, as you can see, my third hit of the Autocombo will whiff here. But we can easily correct this, and I'll show you. It's just pay attention how the 6XL hits, right? Like this is very high, I already noticed. We could just do 2 hits of the Autocombo into light DP, and we're back in the same situation, right? Close medium into dive kick here. Light or medium dive kick work. They're all the same frame data. So, yeah. But you might be wondering, like, hey, we can add an extra hit, right? And you are correct, right? You can do something like this. But it comes with manual timing, and you might mess this up, right? So personally, I go for guarantee setups. So I'll sacrifice like the 50 or 100 damage, right, to get a guarantee +6 setup, in my opinion. But if you want to risk it, you can add an extra hit here and then do the dive kick after. But you gotta manually time the dive kick to hit perfectly +6. And the reason is because let's have this Charlotta do her ultimate DP. There you go. So we're guaranteed to hit them, do some chip, and we're +6 in front of them. But if you notice you whiff, right? They didn't block the dive kick. They did something weird. They did an SSBA. They did an iframe move. Because you noticed Charlotta's dive kick touched the ground without touching the opponent. So if you ever see that, just hold back. Something weird happened. They did an iframe move. So this is what we call a safe jump. So, boom, we just win the game now, right? We just get a full combo on them. And that's why a perfectly timed dive kick and a +6 setup like that is very, very important, right? That's why I sacrifice damage. And, you know, I'd rather go for a guarantee setup than, you know, risk myself manually timing that. Because if you mess up by a frame, right? I'll show you. I'll try my best here. There, I'm dead, right? I tried to manually set up this and I messed up by a frame or two, and I deserve this, right? So that's why I like guarantee stuff. So let's talk about the +6 dive kick situation. It's a very, very common combo ender. So I have to go over a lot here. Boom. So we're in this situation, right? We're +6 and we finish the dive kick. In this moment, we're in this specific spacing, as you can see. There's always guaranteed spacing if you do a +6 setup. And in this spacing, a lot of people get confused because we're actually in throw distance. So this is like a max range Charlotta throw. So if I press throw, as you can see, this Belial just teleported to me and gets grabbed. And guess what? After grab, we can just do another dive kick and we're in the same situation. So this is like an infinite loop, right, of pressure. Oh, after throw, oh, you got, okay, let's go back to +6, dive kick, boom, 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 boom. It never ends. This is awesome. Charlotta has like an infinite loop situation here. And if you want to be mean, if your opponent's going to throw you, right, maybe you do a couple throws and they're like, hey, you're going to throw, you can do something very sneaky. You could take a back step and then hold down back, right? So we're guarding here. So this is kind of a throw bait in a way too, but we're also like baiting DP after dive kick. So we beat out like ultimate DP and we beat throw at the same time doing this. It is just super sneaky. It is one of my favorite things to do once people realize like after dive kick, I like to grab. And boom, we can just get a close H and get that big damage. Super, super good. So I wanted to show more situations where the +6 dive kick setup works. We know it works after throw, so let's look up the frame data here. So we are +40, so keep that in mind. So with that, after throw, we just do the dive kick. Boom, we are +6. Very strong. So if you ever end the combo with blue slashes, right? Guess what? We're also +40. So that means the +6 dive kick setup works here as well, which is very strong. So there's some good follow-up after blue slashes if you ever do that in a combo. And the last one is pretty big. You know, you're blocking, you get out of pressure. Guess what? Blue DP is also +40. So if you ever, blue DP someone out of pressure, if you want some strong follow-up, boom, just do the dive kick. Very, very good. A little warning about the blue DP here. If you hit it very high like this, the frame data does change because it has a little bit of a ground bounce. But it still works as long as you hit on the way down like this, right? As long as you hit them on the way down a bit, you can also get the +6 dive kick setup. So let's go over more options we can do after +6 here. And other option we can do is just press close heavy. Close heavy is great. It beats out any move or any button your opponent presses here. So we don't care what button they press, right? So we're going to get a counter hit whatever they press. However, character skills are different. You know, against Belial, he actually has a 3-frame parry. So that 3-frame gap is kind of dangerous for us to throw close heavy, right? Because he does have something that can counter us. However, I've never seen a Belial ever do this, by the way. After dive kick, I've never seen a single one do their parry move after. That is crazy. However, if you think they're going to do that, I recommend hitting block button close medium. The reason is we are +6. If I do close medium without the block button, this becomes a true block string, and I'll go over that in a little bit. But if I want to leave a 1-frame gap, I hold the block button and hit close medium. So I delay that frame, so this becomes a 7-frame close medium, leaving that 1-frame gap for them to make that mistake, right? Because if I don't hold the block button, this is what happens. This becomes a true block string, which this is very strong too, by the way. I don't want to take away from just pressing close medium and getting some block pressure going here either. So it is like another great option we can do. Of course, don't forget to DP bait. Some people do fall for like DP in this moment, right? But a lot of people already know that, you shouldn't DP Charlotta's dive kick. However, after they block, it's a good chance for our opponent to DP here. So we have to DP bait sometimes as well, right? Because our opponent wants to get out of this pressure. Because Charlotta is very stressful when she's on you. GG's, man. So let's go over. Boom. Like, this is a true block string, by the way. I just messed up. There you go. See? This Belial is spamming DP, but I didn't let him. I just press close medium after dive kick, and boom. We're in a true block string here, so I'm trying to get all this chip. Belial's been spamming DP this whole time, and boom. Now it comes out, right? So, as you can see here, this becomes very annoying for our opponent. Look how long this is, this combo. Look how annoying that is. A lot of people just brave counter at that moment, because they realize how long they've been stuck in a combo loop. Because, like I said, Charlotta's +6 setup after dive kick is so strong. This long block string and pressure comes after. So Charlotta is just so strong when she gets you on the ground. So let's keep talking about the +6 dive kick setup. Let's talk about a mid-screen a bit, because it's going to be very common here. Some opponents like to back walk after blocking your dive kick here. And if we go for the throw, because we know we like to do the throw loops, which is funny, our opponent can punish us big time for them taking that back walk. So we have to be careful that our opponent can do this if we go for throw. So my recommendation is, obviously, do the crouching light after as well. Keep your opponent in check. Just pay attention how they react after dive kick. I've noticed a lot of people like to back walk, like I said. So crouching light is a good option for those people that like to back walk after. Another option people love to do is like the Charlotta classic after dive kick. Boom. We go for the cross up and the throw bait, right? So they're just very strong. All Charlottas do this. Boom. It's just so good. If you want, you can do the shimmy, right? You don't have to do a jump, right? You can do the cool back step here and just get a good punish on our opponent as well. So let's talk about the next combo here. It's the same as the last one, just about the 6XL, but this is a very important combo. This is a very important bread and butter. I went for a different ender this time. This is the Meaty +3H setup. I'll go over the technical stuff real quick. So after this, we do the second hit of the Autocombo and whiff. And then after that, we hold the block button and do an H. So we get that 1 frame delay H. And it should be a perfect +3 like that. For follow-ups, I recommend another close H. So the double H right here is very, very good. If anyone decides to press in this moment, they're going to get destroyed. Boom. There it is. And then you just win the game, right? Because we got a counter hit. We just do big, big damage here. It's very, very good. But there's a few characters that have, I don't recommend pressing close H on, right? Because there's a 6 frame gap. And the fastest button people have technically is a far light that's 6 frames. So we could counter like majority of the cast. There's very few characters that can do something here. Obviously everyone can DP or use a Parry or SSBA, right? But I'm talking about like regular buttons here. So if they decide to press something, you punish like 95% of everyone except a very few characters, and Charlotta's one of them, funny enough. Charlotta has a 6 frame parry, so there's a 6 frame gap, so Charlotta can get away with that. So we do the double H, boom, we get punished by that. Funny enough, I've never seen a single Charlotta counter this. For good reason too, because technically we don't have to do a double H, right? If you want to keep yourself the safest, I recommend close medium after. So even if they parry with close medium, there's only a 3 frame gap, and Charlotta has nothing in her toolkit besides DP that can stop us in this moment. So if you want max safety and pressure, I recommend close medium after this.
Great.
With the light DP buff, you expect light DP to counter double H, but funny enough, double H destroys the light DP. This is just very cool to know, but Charlotta only has Parry as her counter or DP in this moment. So I'm going to go over other characters and what we should watch out for right now. So let's start off with Lowain here. But first let me show you why we don't do the dive kick all the time, right? Just to visually show this. So this +6 setup dive kick, we're forced to hit our opponent. We cannot fake this, sadly enough. And you might think, oh, what if we delay our buttons, right? Or do other options? We might be able to counter this. However, you know, we cannot. Parry beats every option we go for. I mean, the only option we can do is command grab. But we do command grab way too early that it's impossible to get it off. But if they parry, this is technically a punish, right? But in my experience, this probably won't work. But you can do it. However, for me, when I make a mistake, I own up to it, right? I'll do the dive kick and take the parry any day. Because if my opponent blocks, right, and I go for the command grab, I might just die here. -19. So I'd rather own up to my mistake and take the parry than, you know, put myself in a very bad situation here and test my opponent, right? However, we can't give up, right? If you want, you can make it harder for our opponent, right? Like do a delayed dive kick. This is testing our opponent out as well. Because you don't want to do the dive kick on the very top, right? You might give too much information, like, oh, they're doing the dive kick, I can parry right away, right? So if you want to do like a last-ditch effort to be a little sneaky, I suggest a delayed dive kick against a parry character. So let's move on to the +3 setup here and why I like it a lot. So specifically against Lowain, it's a good counter, right? Against Lowain, we actually want them to parry when we're on the ground because we can interact with him. And this is very good. We don't want to get parried in the air. We'd rather get parried on the ground. And against Lowain, we can actually do a lot of stuff, right? Let me turn on parry on the wake up here. So this is a meaty +3 as well. I just don't want to do the whole combo. So if we get parried, I recommend if you want to be more offensive, just do a DP after, right? We get some damage, we get a punish. This is just very, very good. Or if you have the meter, obviously, just SBA them or SSBA. Just destroy them for going for parry. So a lot of Lowains will be afraid if we go for the meaty +3 setup, right? Because we expect it, right? I want them to parry because I'm already ready for it, right? I'm already ready. I did this setup specifically to bait out parry and to be plus if they block, right? So I'm already in a good position here. Technically, Lowain does have a DP as well. So, you know, if we do a +3 setup, they can get out with 50 meter, but, you know, it's a risk we're willing to take, honestly. So if you notice they use parry, and it's on cooldown, you technically can do the dive kick, right, and not be afraid, because all Lowain has is that ult skill, which is basically a DP, and we counter it with that. So that's the only time I recommend doing, you know, the dive kick setups against a parry character. If you notice, like, their parry's on cooldown. Alright, so let's talk about Belial next. So there's a perfect +3 right here. Against Belial, I don't recommend you do the double close H. He's one of those characters that he has a very unique button, crouching light, that's 5 frames. So technically, if we do double H, the crouching light will punish us. So against Belial, I recommend we just do close medium after the close H +3 setup. There's only a 3 frame gap here, so he has no button that can counter this. But he does have that 3 frame parry we talked about earlier, which is annoying, but he does have a counter technically in this moment. But like I said, I've never seen a single Belial do this. I'm just talking about like the most hardcore situations. If you want to keep Charlotta the safest, the true recommendation I have is do far light in this moment. It's weaker pressure than close medium, honestly. However, this will prevent anything, right? Only DP and SSBA will be Belial's options. He will lose the parry option, because if we get this far light and he parries, we can actually DP here and punish him. Let me show you guys. Oh, whoops. Did the wrong one. There you go. Boom. Teach him a lesson, right? We were ready for it. That's what we did. That's what we did far light here. If you want to go extra crazy, we SSBA them. I mean, would this happen? Maybe. But at least you're ready, right? Let me try light DP. I'm curious. Nah, light DP doesn't work. So we need to do an invincible move or SSBA. We can also do Parry, by the way. You want to be a little cooler, I guess. Boom. But if you want to counter Belial, I recommend close medium and far light if you're afraid of his parry. So let's talk about Soriz real quick. Technically the dive kick setup works very well against him, so we don't really have to do the +3 setup. But if we do it, I want to show you guys a counter to this. So, if we do this, Soriz does have a 3-frame super armor parry move, you can call it. We can do this buff state after and get a knockdown on this. He doesn't get a full combo or anything, but he takes his turn back. However, if he does it after that +3, it's super hard for Soriz to even hit us if we do a spot dodge. So I recommend doing close H, second hit of auto combo, then spot dodge if Soriz does parry here. Because he reacted right away, he can't punish us. He's gonna react on the second hit of the auto combo, then do it. Nope. Doesn't work, and now I'm gonna overcharge it, right? I'm gonna charge it way after the second hit. Look at that. So Soriz has to super overcharge this to punish the spot dodge, which I don't think any Soriz player is ready. They're gonna let go early, trust me, and you'll get a big punish. Look, -26. This is insane. If we have meter, we can do this. SBA or SSBA will work here, but if you see Soriz do this, boom, punish him good, right? Don't let him get away with the buff state thing here. If you want to do another option, this one ain't bad either. I recommend gold DP, because gold DP actually has good iframes. Medium DP loses in the buff state, so I recommend you do this as another option as well. If you want to beat Sori's armor move. This one's a little bit more dangerous because he can overcharge it, but the way down could protect us, right? Because he has to overcharge it a lot. But I don't know if any Soriz player is going to do that, but if he does, he deserves to win the game, honestly. So those are like my recommendations for punishes or stuff we can do against Sori's parry move after the +3 meaty. So I pretty much covered everything I wanted with the +3 H setup. But don't forget to bait as well. We can also do it with this setup here. Just throw a close light and pretend you're hitting a button, right? Because that could happen. Your opponent might react to that button you press and go, oh, I'm going to parry that, right? So doing some fake outs is also a very good option to do. To bait out our opponent here. And then boom, get that big counter hit. So let's talk about the next combo here. The first part I show is this moment here. Close slide into auto combo. Very good. We get extra cornered carry. Always nice to have. You can also get it during a jump in, right? Like this. Boom. This is very nice. Or a cross up. There we go. It's just good to have this. Technically, you do more damage if you do close medium like this. However, I wouldn't risk it because, you know, close medium is 1 frame slower, so it has a chance to drop. So I recommend always being more consistent, right? So I will always suggest doing close light here, you know, to get the easier confirm, in my opinion. If you want to add a little bit of extra damage, this only applies to cross-ups. After this, we can do crouch light, stand light into the close medium auto combo like this. There you go. This only applies to cross-ups because once you get a cross-up, as you can see, Charlotta keeps getting pushed toward you. So she gets a lot closer, so we can actually confirm the crouch light to stand light. This is just good basic pressure as well, right? Because our opponent has to guard low, right? Keep them in check. Alright. So let's move on to the next step here, which is the H-ball part here. So if we get a spaced out H-ball like this, our opponent takes a while to get slammed to the wall. So we have extra frames to work with. So during this moment, we have enough time to do a 14 frame crouching H, which is very good because it combos into command grab. This adds a lot of style points. We love it. So after command grab, we want to hit close medium as fast as possible. So we want to hit them as high as possible, our opponent. The more we wait, the closer to the ground they get, which we don't want. So make sure, you know, as soon as you recover, hit close medium as fast as possible so this doesn't happen, right? If you mess up by a frame or two, the second part of the light DP will hit here. So be very careful. So let's do the whole thing now. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There. Now I whiffed the second part of the light DP here. Sadly, we do not have enough height to get close medium, so I cannot do the close medium to dive kick, and I'll show right here. As you can see, we're missing one frame here. But close light is one frame faster, so that's why I end the combo with close light. So now let's do the whole thing and see what happens here. So we are plus 31. And this is very important because we can actually do a setup here. If you want to know how I do this, for a meaty light, we need to have our opponent in 6 frames of recovery when they wake up or recover in the air. And if you hit light, close light perfectly, it should be a meaty plus 6 close light. And that is very important. So let's just do the whole thing here. But first let me talk about it, right? Oops, I forgot to show you. So when I do crouching medium, total frames 25, right? So Charlotta takes 25 frames to do her crouching medium here. And like I said, I need 6 frames of recovery or on their wake up. And if I hit close light, it should be a perfect meaty plus 6 close light. So 25, and there's a 6 frame attack, right? There we go. That's 25 plus 6 is 31. So, thanks to that, thanks to mathematics, this should be a perfect meaty close light setup. We're always going to get plus 6 here. This is very, very good. With a meaty close light, the power of it is our opponent cannot medium or heavy DP. So against DP characters, you know, we keep them in check. So they're supposed to pay 50 meter, use their ult DP. Is the only way they can escape this pressure. Even SBA and SSBA will lose to this meaty close light. The only way out is one option, ult DP. I guess only a Parry character has the chance to escape easily, right? So Parry characters are always a problem for us because hitting these perfect light, meaty lights, meaty H's and all that, they can counter it. However, there's a lot more DP characters than Parry characters, luckily for us, so they're going to be going through the struggle more. So let's do the whole thing and demonstrate what happens here. There you go. So I either get a meaty close light, which I'm plus 6 at, or I just beat out anything they press. That's not ultimate DP in this moment. So that's the power of the meaty close light. So yeah, try to use it as much as you can. So let's talk about what options we can do after a meaty close light. I'm going to do this because it's a lot easier than doing a full combo. No matter if we're in the corner, mid-screen, we're always the same distance. It doesn't matter. So we're always going to be in this same exact situation here. If you want to know what to do here, just do a light Blanca ball as soon as we can after recovery, and then just hit close light after we recover from ball, and it should be a perfect plus 6 speedy light. So what are some good follow-up options we can do here? Technically, we're not in grab distance. The dive kick has that benefit. It puts you at the perfect distance. However, we can correct this. If you want to go for a grab after, I recommend a dash button grab. So doing it instantly, as you can see, Charlotta does a little bit of a lean forward here. And you can make this look very good. Let me see if I can do that. Make it look super smooth. There it is. Look how smooth that looked. That was super fast and super nice. So that is one very good option we can do. Get this grab. Another option we can do is the bully option. Because, you know, a lot of people After they block close light, they know it's +4 without the, you know, without the meaty here. So they will respect you. So you can become a big bully with this, right? You can do some micro dash lights like this and become a big bully. That's one of my favorite options. Obviously, we could go for the classic throw bait, right? Because we're super plus, take a step forward and then jump, right? Pretend we're gonna walk up and grab them. The throw bait's always a classic, very good. So I want to talk about a few more options with the meaty close light. On block, I'm gonna have this Belial spam his DP. So one of my favorite options is doing the double close light like this to get this corner carry. As you see, Belial was spamming DP between my block string, but he couldn't do anything. We are +6, so close medium also works as a true block string. However, it's frame perfect, right? And you have more room for error here. So if you're gonna go for the true block string and corner carry, I recommend you do double close light. And don't do close medium, because it's a little bit harder, right? Be more consistent. If you think someone's gonna DP between your pressure, you could do this, right? After the auto combo, do a crouching medium here. This is also a true block string, this auto combo pressure here. So, because a lot of people have to stand up if they DP, right? So keep them in check if you think someone's gonna DP you between your pressure. You only -1, I think, if they block, so you're still okay. Another option we can do is I'm gonna have this Belial mash here. A good one is just close light to close H, right? Because we're +6, this is a 3-frame gap, and literally, like, majority of the cast can't do anything in this moment. Only, like, Belial and Soriz have that small little parry, right? 3-frame, that's very unique to them. Or their DP, right? Or Parry characters can do something, right? Anyone can do something in this moment if they DP or SSBA. But button-wise, they can't do anything. So, close light to close H is just very good. But if you find Belial and Soriz, like I said, leaving a 3-frame gap between them, they have a small counter with one of their unique skills, right? But for this, you have to manually time. After the meaty close light, you gotta delay a frame on purpose, right? You can't press close medium instantly or it becomes a true block string. So you're gonna manually delay yourself by a frame or two, and then boom, there, now we counter him, right? We left a 1 or 2 frame gap here now, and we can punish them. So if you want to keep Charlotta the safest against these characters, you do close medium. But honestly, you have nothing to worry about. I just recommend you hit close H to everyone, honestly, if you're gonna do this. Another important topic I want to talk about is all the decision making comes after this moment here. Don't do this, right? We're not gonna cancel close light into the auto combo. After the close light, this is when we make our decision, right? We're gonna wait, and then this is the moment we press whatever we decide, right? I'm gonna do the double close light if I want a true block string. I'm gonna press close light to close H. If I think they're gonna press, I might get a counter hit. Very nice. If they block, I might dash grab instead, right? Like this. You know, whatever we decide in this moment. So if you want to train yourself, you could do this. Just put random blocking on the dummy here. And then we're gonna do this, right? If they block, I'm gonna grab. If they get hit, I'm gonna hit like close medium or close light or close H to get like a big combo, right? So you could train yourself here and try to hit confirm this, right? Like there I messed up, right? I thought I was gonna get a hit. So it is kind of hard, right? There you go, I did it correctly, I got the grab. There, I got the hit, But you could train yourself here, right? To get better at hit confirming. I'll try one more time, I embarrassed myself. Okay, whatever, I did the right decision, right? Grab after block. There we go, confirm a hit, right? So this is the only training exercise I recommend, you know, if you want to get better at hit confirming. So I wanted to add this real quick. After the meaty close light, we are +10, so close H combos. So you have nothing to worry about, and we do close medium as well. And the double close light, everything combos here. It's all good. Whatever you're pressing, if you get a hit, it's gonna combo. If you're more hardcore, after the meaty close light, we could do a 2-2U as well, like this. A refunded 2-2U, by the way. So this did max damage and we get a refund. So that's always pretty nice. So let's talk about the next combo real quick. So this is a safe jump combo here. Boom. As long as we're plus 34 or higher when we jump, Charlotta will be DP safe from her jump. So this is what we call a safe jump. I'll just show it real quick. And then I'll break down the combo after. So I'm going to attack, boom, and then there we go. And then we get that punish, right? So our opponent cannot escape with DP during a safe jump. That's the important part of it. Alright, so let's break down the combo here. So, after the wall bounce, we're going to use the block button here to hit close light. And then we're going to hit 3 hits of the medium auto combo. So, you want to learn the timing of this because it's very important in my opinion. There's a lot of setups that get created because of that block button close light. So, I recommend you practice that. It's going to take a while to learn, but once you get it, it'll become very easy, right? The reason is, if we don't hold the block button here, you're going to see what's going to happen, right? I'm just going to hit close light and then 3 hits. There we go. The block button delays that 1 frame, so they're 1 frame closer to the ground. We need this. So make sure to train up on the block button here. If not, you could do this simpler combo, right? Boom. Just do 3 hits of the medium and then light DP, then just jump. But I recommend learning this early, in my opinion. It'll come in handy, trust me. Alright. Just the tricky part is this, the timing of the close medium auto combo. Once you get it, you'll get it. And then we just hold up right after the light DP, and Charlotta should auto jump. Just hold up right after light DP, and Charlotta will jump automatically, and then we just press the button on our landing, right? Boom. There's the safe jump setup. Not too bad. So what's so cool about the safe jump setup? Well, against parry characters, it's very good, right? Like I said, we're DP safe, but against parry characters, we can fake them out, right? So a lot of parry characters like to parry on our jump-ins. So what I like to do with this is jump and then press a fake button, right? I'm pressing this heavy. I'm baiting my opponent to press here. And there you go. And now they're dead, right? So we can do this with a safe jump, which is another good option to do. So another good option we can do is the empty jump low. With this, we do the same thing as the parry, right? We fake the button. Our opponent thinks they have to guard high because there's an overhead. But instead, we land and quickly press low. So it's called an empty jump low. So it's a very good option to do. You can do this to everyone, you know. So, you know, start going for those empty jump lows. So let's talk about another good option Charlotta can do after the safe jump, and that is the double overhead. There it is. So the double overhead, we have to hit very high up. After the light DP, we're plus 39. We are way too plus. We're supposed to delay a couple frames here. So hopefully you can delay your jump after the light DP by 3 to 4 frames. And then we jump, and then we could go for the double overhead. If you jump instantly, you'll whiff, right? Because they'll wake up way too late for us. So what makes a double overhead very powerful is because the opponent guards high this hit, right? But they also gotta guard high the second hit. So a lot of times the opponent guards high the first hit, then they hold down back. But if they hold down back on the second hit, boom, this is what's gonna happen. They get hit, and then boom, we just get a full combo and we win. GG's. So let me show the whole thing here if I can. It is pretty hard to do. So I'm gonna delay my jump a little bit. There it is. I did it. That was beautiful. So there's a very great option we can do. Just remember to manually delay your jump by a little bit, and you should be able to get it. So if you want a quick list of characters the double overhead works with, it works on these characters. It works on Vasaraga. It works on Eustace. It works on Percival. It works on Versusia, Ladiva, Grimnir, Lowain, Soriz, Sandafoam, Belial, Beelzebub, Lucilius, and Avatar Belial. So if we go for the safe jump setup with light DP, our opponent does have a choice. They can recover or not. If they recover, we get the safe jump very easily, right? Which is fine. If they don't recover, well, we're just gonna land in front of them, right? While they stay on the ground. Boom. But we're still plus 22, so it's still our turn. So here you decide what you want to do. Sadly, with plus 22, we are way too plus that Charlotta doesn't have like good numbers for her skills to make me guarantee anything good, right? Like I can't do a Meaty light setup, I can't do Meaty H with this number here. So we just have to rely on manually doing things, right? Whatever you want to do, go for a throw bait, try to hit a Meaty H yourself like this. I just got lucky, right? So yeah, you decide what the best pressure is after this, right? Like if you're going for a cool throw bait, you could do this style of throw bait, right? You can do whatever you want. So let's go over the next combo here. It's basically the same as the last one, just going for a different ender. Boom. So I love to do this against parry characters as well. We are +1 on our landing. But this is also good on a person that likes mashing on their wake up, right? Because sometimes you want to do empty jump low, right? Like this. Empty jump low, right? And punish people. So a lot of people at high level already know this, right? If they don't see you press a button here, they press it right before you land, right? So the Seox is going to press their button here. And I'm going to go for the empty jump low, and I get punished, right? In this game, we are negative when we do an empty jump. So technically, it's our opponent's turn if we empty jump, and we're not plus. So that's what makes this setup a little special, right? Because after the dive kick, we are +1. And this is very good because this tricks a lot of people, especially the guy that likes to mash, right? On an empty jump. So there's an empty demon flip, we can call it. So this is one of my favorite things to do. I'm gonna have this Seox mash now. And since I'm +1, obviously we're gonna win, right? So this is one of my favorite things to do against a person that likes to mash like that, right? Boom, there we go. So hit close light, and we're guaranteed to beat whatever they press here. So a lot of people are high level. Every time they see like a dive kick setup, you know, they like to parry this moment, right? So they don't let Charlotta get away with any like +6 dive kick setups, right? Because they know they can punish it like this. Which is why I like this setup a lot, right? Being plus and doing a fake dive kick like this is very good because we can bait out a parry like this, right? We missed and we are plus. So we're in a very strong position here. And a lot of people are not ready for this moment, by the way, like Charlotta whiffing her dive kick. So you can bait out some parries like this, which is very nice. So with this setup, we're only +1, right? So if we try to press anything, we will get punished by one thing, which is throw. But this has to be a frame 0 throw, by the way. A lot of people are not ready for this moment because there's a lot of things going on, right? So a lot of people don't even punish with throw in this situation because there's a lot of mental stack already, right? First, it's Charlotta. A lot of people don't want to grab Charlotta because, you know, she's the master of throw baits. So a lot of people just like to do a red throw tech, which is just pressing the attack button when they think a throw is coming, right? And 2, this is already faking them out, right? Like, oh, they think it's gonna hit, right? So if this whiffs, it causes like some brain lag on people, right? It's like, what? That whiffed? And then they're not ready to do anything, right? So at this moment, I'm always very confident. I can say I've never been punished with a throw in this situation. I go for throw baits though, but I've never seen anyone like throw me frame 1 on my landing like that. You know, if they mess up by 1 frame, they gotta be really ready or something to know the situation. But if they delay by 1 frame, we beat them, right? So I'm very confident. Just pressing close light. Always press close light. there's a 4-frame gap here. So throw will beat us, but don't give them any more openings, right? Don't give them 2 frames to react. Just give them 1. Do close light if you want to press, or, you know, punish a throw attempt here, if they know. And from my experience, nobody knows we're plus in this moment, or a lot of people don't. If you want to go for a throw bait, right? You could just jump after. So I have this Seox here. He's gonna throw. There you go, right? But if they throw instantly, you can't really get a punish on them, which is funny. But like I said, I've never seen anyone actually throw frame 0. Usually it's a little bit of brain lag here. So let's talk about more of the throw option. And this is like the frame 1 throw, right? No delay here. I'm going to go into more details of how to counter this. The best way to counter is this. Backstep. Because we are actually plus 15, which is insanely good. We can get big punishes here. My number 1 recommendation, if you do not have 100 meter, is raw blue ball. This will do a ton of damage. Just GG's. If you have 100 meter, doing an SSBA combo or SBA combo usually does more damage than ult skills. So do that instead if you have 100 meter. Okay, so that's a frame. We could also throw bait with a jump, right? But I don't recommend jump in this specific case because, as you can see, we cannot get a punish. So backstep is the number 1 recommendation for a throw bait in this situation here. Our opponent has to delay by 2 frames their throw, which is very possible. There's a very high chance people don't do a frame 1 throw because, like I said, there's a lot of mental stack already built up in this moment, right? So, personally, there we go, right? There's the punish tag. So, personally, I'll go for this if you want a little bit more style points or look cool. This is the double demon flip setup. It's pretty cool, right? Do double demon flip. You expect dive kick to hit as well, but dive kick only applies to 3 frame delay from our opponent here. So technically, trying to get the punish on the dive kick, like this, it only works if they delay by 3 frames here. And then we could get the combo after, which ain't too bad, but I recommend backstep for the throw bait, or the double demon flip, right, for style points. Last thing I'll mention before I forget, I was about to cancel this. Don't do golden demon flip. Takes a little longer to get out of the ground. I will still do it though, because like I say, I rely on human reaction here. People are gonna delay by a frame or 2 their grab here. No way they're grabbing frame 1, like I said. But, you know, if you want to be extra safe, golden demon flip does not work. So I recommend light or medium demon flip at this moment, because we can actually escape from the frame 1 throw here. So let's talk about the next combo here. Pretty much the same as the last ones. Just this time a different combo ender, which is the +3 overhead here. So a lot of people don't know this is plus, or it could hit meaty like this. So this is super good, right? You catch a lot of people off guard. So after the golden demon flip, just do the overhead right away. This setup already has everything timed for you. Just do it as fast as you can, and it will work. I already went over the +3 meaty H setup, and this is the exact same situation. So all the stuff I talk about there applies here. So if you forgot, you can review that part of the video again. My favorite option to do after this is pressing close heavy, because it punishes anyone that tries to mash, which a lot of people do because they don't know this is plus. So you catch a lot of people off guard, which is very nice. The only character, like I said, I wouldn't do this with is Belial. He has a 5-frame crouching light for some reason, so he has a little opening that can punish us. So on everyone, I say hit close H. It's the best button. And against Belial, just hit close medium, because we can punish him with that. So let's talk about the next combo. Pretty much the same as the last ones again, but this time we're doing the sweep option. And we are +5. Usually this move is +1 only, but we hit this Meaty, which is very nice, because with +5, we can hit close, medium, and have a 1-frame gap, right? This will pretty much be anyone pressing anything at this moment, so I recommend that. Obviously, they can DP SSBA. We'll get punished for that, though, if we press on them. Same thing with the +3. My favorite option is just pressing close heavy, because we're close enough. Only a 4-frame gap here. It's just good. Just press close heavy, and if you want to beat everyone, hit close medium. And everything I said of the +3 on the Meaty H pretty much applies here. So you can do all that stuff I talked about earlier. So let's talk about this combo here. The big highlight here is we have enough time to do a close heavy, so a 9-frame attack here. That's very important, which is very good, right? Big damage here. And we could do the safe jump right here, which is very nice. We could also do the +3 overhead as well. Everything's already auto-timed, and we got the correct height. So, you know, you could choose your favorite, and you already know the follow-ups here. So this combo right here is actually very special to me. It's one of the combos I invented. And it's one of the coolest ones too. So a lot of things went into this combo. All the knowledge I've learned. And after the patch came out and I learned about the ground bounce, I just experimented and got this. And very few Charlottas use this combo route. And I wish a lot more people did. Because, you know, it's a very, very cool combo. So, let's break it down real quick. After the wall bounce here, guess what? We're going to hold the block button and hit close slide for that 1 delay frame. And then after that, we're going to do 2 hits of the medium auto combo. And then we're going to do gold slashes right away, right? No delays here. Do everything as fast as you can. And you should have this Charlotta super high up like this. So gold slashes, this is the max height possible. And thanks to that, we have enough time to get a 2H after. And then we just quickly do command grab and boom, the combo is complete. I want to go over some training exercises you can do. Just make sure Charlotta recovers backwards. So this is where a lot of people struggle here. This. I recommend you let Charlotta fall here to make sure you have the correct height. I think you have to be +47. There it is. I did the correct height. So, a lot of people here struggle because they missed the 2H, right? I've gotten so good at this, I don't know how to not get +47. I'll try my hardest, but... There, I think I messed up by a frame because I delayed it too much. There, +46, right? So, once you get used to this, you know you did it correctly when you see +47, right? So, keep practicing until you see +47 consistently. And then you're ready to bring out the 2H here. So let's talk about the follow-up options we can do after golden command grab. As long as the combo ends with 2H to command grab, it will always be +67 as your combo ender. So any combo that ends with 2H to command grab, all these setups will work. So with that, let's begin. I'll show 2 Meaty H setups I like to do. So first one is a crouch medium into a forward roll into heavy. So you have to do this as fast as possible. And with training, you'll get used to it. Just as soon as you land, you hit the 2M and then forward roll heavy. And it should be a perfect +3. So one thing I forgot to mention with the +3 Meaty H, with the 2M forward roll to close H, right? You can do it backwards. The forward roll, crouch M into close H. So you choose the order. So that's very important, right? If you want to be more sneaky, you forward roll at the start or you forward roll at the end, right? Whatever you decide before the close H comes out. So that's very important to know. So let's talk about the second one here. This one's probably the fan favorite. So we're going to fully charge 2H and then just hold block button heavy. Boom. and there's a perfect +3 setup as well. So these are the two I go for personally. And obviously I already talked about the meaty +3 here, you know. Follow up with another heavy if you're going to punish someone, or do close medium if you want to leave less of a gap. So I want to talk about the fully charged 2H to close heavy +3 setup here. I want to add a little bit more detail. So obviously doing a fully charged 2H here shows a big telegraph of what you're going to do. So if you do this once or twice to someone, I recommend you mix it up, right? Keep them guessing. Because at this moment, I would do like a close light and fake hitting them, right? Fake I pressed heavy here. So don't forget to bait DPs and fake them out, right? Do a close light, whiff on purpose, and block whatever they're doing, right? Because obviously, if you do close heavy, they will realize like, oh, I can DP that, right? If it's the same setup over and over. So make sure to mix it up so you're unpredictable. So I'm going to go over my favorite meaty light setups after command throw. First one is down unique heavy close light. Pretty cool. Don't forget you could do this backwards, so you can do close heavy first and then down unique. This one's pretty funny. Forward roll, grab the air, close light. This one's pretty nice. You could do this one backwards as well, right? Grab the air first and then forward roll if you want. Next one is pretty much the same. Spot dodge, down unique into close light. This one's pretty good as well. So I just made this setup 5 minutes ago, so I want to talk about how funny this is. It's another meaty light. Hold block bind, close light. Light DP, close light. So we need the block bind on one of these moves, and you can switch around the block bind to any one you want. And you can't switch the order here. It has to be close light, light DP, close light. There's no switching around this. So this is the only one that's restrictive. So, I held the block bind at the start, right? But like I said, you can switch around the block bind wherever you want, right? Close light, block button, close, or light DP, and then close light, right? So I did the block button on the light DP here. So whatever you find comfortable, you can do. Personally, I like the middle, or I like the ending more. So this is my favorite version. Close light, light DP, hold block button, close light. So that's where I like to put it. So wherever you choose, you know, for this setup is up to you here. So here's another meaty light setup we can do. This one's pretty cool because we get to jump. So after command throw, block button, crouching light, and then just jump. And we should be +6 on our landing. So we just hit close light here, and boom. Should be the perfect setup. You can add a little bit more flair to the jump too. So I'm going to do the crouch, then do a jumpy light, right? To look a little scary, and then just hit standing light on my landing. Perfect +6 meaty light setup. This one you can mix, you do a little bit of a mix up, right? Here you can do the empty jump low, because obviously, right, we can do boom, boom, and then trick our opponent and then make them guard low. So there's a good way to introduce a empty jump low setup as well. So one very cool setup we can do is a frame perfect safe jump. So after the command throw, so we do hold block button, down unique, and just jump. We should be -8 here. I just want to show this because the fastest DP in the game is 8 frames. So we make it just in time to guard. So this is the fakest we can make a safe jump look. So some people might fall for it, right? And just press on us or try to DP us in this moment, right? So I'll put the DP here, block button down unique, jump, and add a button too, right? Make sure you press heavy or whatever, and then you can make it in time to guard. So this is the fakest we can make a safe jump look. So one thing I'll add for the frame perfect safe jump is against tall characters, go for the double overhead. The frame perfect safe jump sets you up perfectly to get that double overhead perfectly. So do this setup as well against tall characters. So let's talk about the next combo here. This is pretty much like a setup, but it's still important in my opinion. So the only difference is when we do 2H, we hold the block button 2H, right? So we delay the 2H by 1 frame. And if we do that, we get like a super quick ground bounce from Charlotta here. So now when I do this sweep option, it will hit. And it hits at the last possible frame of the ground bounce, which is +9, which is very, very strong. For follow-ups, I recommend block button close heavy if you want to leave a 1 frame gap here. You know, if our opponent's going to press, you can make them pay for it big time. Because if you do close heavy, it's a 9 frame attack, right? It'll be a true block string. So sometimes you don't want that, right? You want to leave that small gap so your opponent can make a mistake. This hits super meaty and your opponent might know this, right? So they might just respect you hardcore. So if you land this, in my opinion, I like going for a throw bait after. Like something like that, and boom, just win the game, right? Because a lot of people know you hit this very meaty, so they know they're not supposed to press. So take advantage of that. Another thing I want to say about this setup is we can trick our opponent, right? What if we don't hold the block button when we do 2H? Boom, this looks super scary. And if you mix up both options, right? The sweep will hit and the sweep won't at this moment. You make your opponent confused as hell. This is one of my favorite things to do because I like to throw after. So even though I'm -8, my opponent freaks out because they don't know I'm gonna whiff the sweep option, right? Look how smooth that looks. So people fall for this a lot. So this is one of my favorite things to do, you know, mess around with the opponent's head at this moment. It's like, am I gonna whiff or am I actually gonna hit you, right? So this is a very good mix-up option. So I want to show a follow-up combo we can do after the golden sweep hits after this setup here. I think it's very important because there's a lot of things on cooldown. So this is the follow-up combo I recommend if you land this. So I like to do close H and then light DP. Do it as fast as you want. There's no timing here. If you delay timing here, you could do some unique combos, but I'm not going to go over that. I'm just going to go over good combos that you can just rely on, right? And this is one of them. Just press close H into light DP. No timing, just do it. And then after that, close medium second hit of Autocombo into Golden Ball here. And here you have a lot of decisions to make. My number one decision, just do super if you have 100 meter, right? GG's. That did a lot of damage. If not, then I recommend this. Close H, boom, 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 boom. End the combo with a close H after. So after the wall bounce, just press close H. And then after this, we're in a setup moment. So we could do close medium into light, close light here. And it should be a meaty +6. And we're close enough to do another close H. So we're in a very strong position after this as well. Most of the time, if I ever land this setup, they're dead. Like, there's no... they're not coming back. This is the max damage setup I like to do as well. If I land this, we need 1 brave point for this. Just press close heavy, boom, 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 boom. GG's. Look at the damage. Insanity. So those are the combos I recommend if for the follow-ups. So I want to show something interesting here, and that is after the hold block button 2H, we don't have to do golden flip. We can do the medium or light version and we'll still be +9 on block. So one of the cool things is gold sweep hits at frame 45, medium and light sweep all hit at frame 45. So they all share the same frame data, which is pretty cool. So we'll be +9 either way. So if you want to save a cooldown, you can go for this. However, the combo you get as a reward ain't as big, right? Because 1800 is an insane combo starter compared to 12. So, if you do land a hit, I recommend 3 combos. First combo is no meter. Just do 3 hits of the medium auto combo, and then do just light DP. Then we do the close light, and we do the classic meaty close light ender here. This is a very good one. If you have meter, I recommend this one. And a brave point, very important. And there we go, and then you can end on the safe jump if you want. Very, very strong. And the last one, if you're going for super here. You have a 100 meter and a brave point.
Excellent.
And there you go.
Unbelievable. Excellent. Great.
So let's talk about the next combo here, or I should call it setup, honestly. So this is a demon flip to command grab setup, and it is a very strong one. As you can see, Charlotta grabbed at the lowest point possible. So this is the lowest point possible command grab we can get, which leads to new combo possibilities. So for example here, we can start off with blue ball after a command grab. That is insane. The damage you can get here is so good because of that. Just having a blue ball starter with a refund, GG's, right? Big damage here.
Great.
So let's break down the combo real quick. So there's no difference to everything I've been doing earlier. But the only big difference here is I'm doing 2H, but I'm letting Charlotta recover, right? I'm dropping the combo on purpose. I'm not going to cancel the 2H into Demon Flip. I'm just doing 2H, letting Charlotta recover, right? Like Charlotta's recovering now. So I'm just going to Demon Flip after. Boom, there it is. The lowest possible command grab. So this is very, very good.
Great.
So there is a special number associated with the, you know, lowest command grab here. And I want to talk about it. And that is plus 28. So if you ever see this number, plus 28, if you're experimenting or labbing or whatever. One example will be this, right? I've shown this combo a lot of times already. But if we drop it on purpose, there's plus 28, right? So technically, we can drop the combo and then go for the command grab here, right? And then it should be the lowest command grab. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. So I want to show one follow-up combo I would do after the lowest command grab on this specific setup. The reason I think it's important is because combo routing is important in this moment. So if you have over 50 meter, I recommend you 2-2U at the start here. Reason is, as you can see, our ball and slashes are off cooldown. So 2-2U is very important. And it is a very special 2-2U. Since this hit very high, we can do blue ball after, which is insane. Then after that, we can hit heavy to gold slashes. And our ball is off cooldown here, so we do H ball. And if you still have meter, which is a 100 meter combo if you do a 2-2U ender here. Then you can jump and grab the air, and then do double close light. And should have a Meaty plus 6 setup as well. I'm getting ahead of myself. I just wanted to show that off because, you know, combo round's important for this moment, right? I'm just showing you one way you can combo route this.
Excellent. Great. Great.
So this combo is very important to know. The main highlight here is medium slashes combos into far light. That is very good to know. And I'll show you why that is. So I'm going to do medium slashes on a standing opponent. I am plus 5. However, if they're crouching, now I'm plus 6. So our opponent gets hit stun by 1 extra frame if they're in a crouching position during a combo. So that's very important to know because new combo routes and possibilities open up if our opponent's in a crouching position. So we gotta pay real good attention if our opponent is standing or crouching when we land a combo. Because obviously we're plus 6. Far light's a 6 frame attack, so 8 combos now, which is very, very good. I'm not gonna explain much of the follow-ups here, because I already did basically. It's the same as the first combo I showed. So go back to that if you want to know any good follow-ups here. So this combo is very important. It is called the 1 frame link. Boom, there it is. So this combo turns a corner combo to a mid-screen combo, and a mid-screen combo to a corner combo. So it's that powerful. We get a lot of corner carry, and we do big, big combos if we're mid-screen. Because we can turn mid-screen combos to corner combos, and that's huge. So, I'll explain why this works. So we're +8, right? And you would think 6XL is 8 frames, right? This should work technically, but it doesn't because dash takes 1 frame, and we have to dash to activate the 6XL. So this technically takes 9 frames, even though it says 8. So when someone's in a crouching position, we are +9. So now we can activate the 1 frame link. So this is going to take a lot of practice, but when you do, you know. You'll be able to do this very consistently. So let's explain the technical aspect of the 1 frame link. So you're going to activate this, the 6XL here, after gold slashes in 1 frame. And some people do the 6XL like by pressing forward, right? Forward, light punch. This might screw you up, right? Because pressing forward, light punch in 1 frame seems kind of hard. Some people have to press the dash button, then press forward and light punch. You have to press 3 buttons at the same time, right? That is kind of hard to do. Like pressing dash, forward, and light punch all in 1 frame, right? So I'm here to tell you how I do it. So when gold slashes happen, I hold forward. So you need the dash button bound, by the way, to make this easier. So hopefully you have the dash button somewhere on your controller. But I hold forward here, so I'm holding forward, right? And I press the dash button and then press light punch, right? So if I hold down forward, all I gotta do is tap dash and light punch, dash, light punch, dash, light punch, right? So that's a real good benefit, right? So that's the technical thing I'm doing when I'm doing the gold slash. I'm holding forward and then I just press dash, light punch. This is how I do it, and I've become very consistent at it, as you can see. So this is a very good method to try to make the 1 frame link easier. So let's talk about when you mess up the 1 frame link early. So if you mess it up early, this will happen, right? You'll get far light instead of 6XL, which is fine, because we can still combo off this. A lot of Charlottas get far light and they drop their combo. Don't give up. The combo is still going. So I recommend doing medium ball, right? Medium ball will combo if your opponent is crouching. So far light into medium ball is possible on a crouching opponent. You can also do the gold ball, right? Don't give up. Do gold ball. Get some damage out there. Or my favorite option is just Raging Strike, Raging Chain, right? I just pretend I meant to do that. I'm like, yep. I definitely meant to do this combo route instead of the 1 frame link.
Excellent.
So I wanted to demonstrate the corner carry of the 1 frame link and how good it is. Boom. So this is very strong because turning a mid-screen combo to a corner just wins you games, right? Because you can do an SSBA combo at the end here and boom, get all this damage. So learning the 1 frame link is very important to just win games, honestly.
Excellent.
So this combo has very important tech, and I want to go over it. So the most important tech is this moment right here. After golden slashes, we can get a full auto combo reset here. So boom, that is insane. So the only reason this works is because when our opponent is in a crouching position, we get less knockback. As you can see, boom, boom, I'll add all these hits, and I'm still close enough to get this close H. So that's the reason why this works. We get less knockback on a crouching opponent. But this also applies to a standing opponent, right? If I add 3 hits of the auto combo, technically I should get close medium, right? But because I did 3 hits of the auto combo, I'm too far away now. I got too much knockback. So on standing opponents, it's way more stricter on, you know, on knockback. We get knockback way more on standing opponents. So if you want to do this, technically we could add 2 hits of the auto combo, and then boom, we don't get knocked back as much, right? Because we didn't do 3 hits. We did 2, and we could do this auto combo extension here, which is super cool. And I'll go over more methods we can get this right now. So let's talk about a crouching opponent and when we can get the full auto combo reset here. And what should we watch out for? So let's begin. So most of the time, you probably do a 6XL into a full auto combo. So you don't have to worry, right? You're still going to get the close H after. even on a jump in, right? Boom, boom, adding all these hits, we still will be close enough to add the close H after. However, one thing to watch out for is during the cross-up overhead. I did talk about this a little bit. You do a crouch light, stand light, right? And now we're at 6 hits. Now this is too many hits. So during this combo route, I recommend, you know, if you want to go for the auto combo extension, take away 1 hit, right? Just do 2 hits of the auto combo, don't finish it, and boom, we can get this. Or better yet, don't even go for the crouch light, right? These will probably be easier for most people, this one specifically. But if you want to be cool, you can do this still, right? Don't forget, they're in a crouching position. Boom, we can do the 1 frame link here. So obviously, if you know like it's gonna whiff the close H, you can go even more, you can go further beyond, right? Do the 1 frame link in the corner, which is hilarious if you want more damage. So this is pretty funny, but I'll mention it just in case. If you do a jumping heavy, you know, we're very plus, right? So technically, we can do a jumping heavy to 6XL. I don't see many Charlottas do this, but if you're one of those, watch out if you're going for the auto combo reset here, because you actually get too far away. Because, I don't know, the 6XL adds a lot of knockback for some reason. So if you do this for some reason, just do 2 hits of the auto combo, and boom, we'll be close enough. So this one's very important. On non-counter hit 6H, if we land this and go for the full auto combo, this is way too much knockback. We cannot get the extension here. So watch out. This is a very common scenario, right? Someone will do this, you get the big 6H punish. Make sure to do 2 hits, and then you can get the full H extension here. So that's very important to know. On counter hit, this fixes everything. The 6H knockback gets cancelled out, I guess. That's my theory. So if you ever land this on counter hit, don't worry about it. Just go for it. It will work, as you can see. So one warning about the 6H counter hit. If you start the combo with a 6XL after, it will be too much knockback. So if you're ever in this situation, you're forced to do 6XL, do 2 hits of the auto combo, so you can get that full auto combo extension. So another thing to watch out for is just Raging Strike. So if you land this Raging Strike and do a full auto combo, the Raging Strike adds a lot of knockback, so you can't get this extension. I recommend just taking away 1 hit, right? 2 hits, and then boom, you get the full 3 after. You can also do it with 6XL too, right? Just do 1 hit after the 6XL, and boom, get the extension as well. So let's talk about a standing opponent. We can actually get the auto combo reset as well. So after the 6XL, I recommend only 1 hit, right? And then boom, you get the 3 hits of the medium auto combo. We're only +8 at this moment, so we can't get close H. But we get close medium, which is nice. The only thing to watch out for is the 6XL has to hit very close to the opponent. If you get a spaced out 6XL like this, as you can see, there's a lot of space already, so it won't work, right? So you gotta get that 6XL pretty deep, just so you can get that medium auto combo extension here. So if you land a jump in, that's another good way to get the full medium auto combo extension here as well. Obviously you can't add 2 hits, right? You only gotta add 1, which makes this tricky. But, you know, if you go for a throw bait or something and you know it's guaranteed, just do the 1 and get that auto combo extension. So one very interesting thing about counter hit heavy here, if we land it, do the full auto combo, and we do get the extension, which is very nice. Because of the DP changes, if we get a punish, thanks to the full auto combo carry, we can get this a lot easier. So I want to share a little bit of tech with you guys with gold slices. If you land this mid-screen, you can get the auto combo extension after. But you gotta start off the combo with golden slices, and that's the hard part. The only time I do this is after I cross up, right? I cross them up, and I do gold slashes instantly like this. And there's only like a 1 or 2 frame gap here. So this is a very good way to use gold slices. If my opponent presses anything, I will get the hit, and then I will get the extension, right? So let me just show you the full thing here. Boom. Boom, there it is. That's the only time I landed in game, by the way. And I'm trying to do something else, actually. I'm going for chip, right? I'm trying to get +13, because this is a 13 frame attack, right? I'm trying to make this a true block string. That's my true goal. There's it is. That's what I'm trying to do. But I always mess up by a frame or 2, so I leave a 1 or 2 frame gap here. So if I mess up, this is what happens, right? That's like plus 11. But I'll still take it, right? I'll still get the auto combo after and get big damage. Even though I don't mean to do this. But that's just how I play the game. So I forgot to show this with the golden slices. If your opponent is crouching, you can't get the close heavy after. So this purple Charlotta's yelling at me right now, saying, close heavy is very hard after gold slices. What should I do? So for that purple Charlotta, yes, you can press close medium to make this very easy, this combo route. However, with enough practice, you can just press close heavy and get the same results. Get more meter, more damage. I like that better. So I recommend you guys practice the close H. But if you're a newer player, why not? Just mash close medium here. It will work because there's like a 3-frame gap. So pick whatever you want.